All right, good morning from Echo Bay. I just got off work, got here, and there's one boat backing into the water, and there's two other boats lined up. So I'm really hoping this isn't a tournament today. But can you see this new dock we got here? We fancy it, Echo Bay. We got lights out in the middle of the desert. Ooh, that's pretty fancy. I did not see that last time. Of course, it was daylight the day they put it in, and I didn't see it all lit up, but it's pretty cool. You can see it. This is probably gonna take me a while to get in the water because I kind of missed my slot, I think. I'll just go to the north lane. I'll go somewhere. I'll get in the water somehow. Ain't that tough. I'm just gonna back my truck in right here, and I'm all rigged up and loaded up and ready to go. I just gotta throw her in the water and go. So I'm in compliance with the Lake Mead National Recreation and Filming Guidelines. Let's not worry about that. Let's go put some miles in. Here we go. Stick around. Alright, we're in the water. I gotta get away from this lawn because there's just a bunch of people up here. And they're way more important than I am. So I think. And I just backed in without a care in the world. I just watched this. I don't even need a trailer. I just backed it in on the landing gear. This guy backed his boat in right on top of me. Like, excuse me. You know, just because it's not on a trailer, and every right. Those little blue stickers on the side of this, every right to be there. So suck it up, Buttercup, and wait your turn. Hope you're watching this. First one of the morning here. I wasn't even sure it was a fish at first because it just did a slow bend, and then it actually started pulling line. There he is. Can't see you yet. I think it, what did it take? Oh, it took this one that I was catching him on last week. There he is. Come hither. Oh, look, it's a little bit bigger than they were last week. Not much though. We'll get a better picture of them here in a second. Pretty much the same size, but not as paper thin. Trying to find my, there it is. Not as paper thin as they were last week, but still about 14 incher. Be gone. And it took, like I said, it took that same lure that I caught them on last week, right there. So here we go. Back after it. I lost a crappie over here while all that was going on. I know it was a crappie because of what it hit and where it hit it and how fast it took me to lose it. So there's a lot of boats out here today, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Here we go, back at it. Alright, I got something. And this is a really light pull, so it's probably not very big. At 115 feet of water. Of course, I am coming up on a point, so could it possibly be? No, it's not. It's just a striper. Come on. Wow, it's the nicest striper I've got in a while. Kind of lassoed himself. Come here. Yeah, a little bit, and I do mean a little bit bigger than the other ones. Not much. Well, a couple inches bigger. There he is. So we're down by the Narrows, and a few miles south of Echo. If you know where the Narrows on Lake Mead are, you know where I am. But there's all kinds of cool coves up in here. A lot of them I've never been in. And there's doing all right. Got 4 or 5 stripers. I lost 2 crappies. I know there were crappies. I saw one of them. First one it hit, had that thump. There's a fish right there. We're gonna cruise through this cove. Hit, you know, the thump, and I lost him so quick. It was over before, you know, it was over quickly. So that's what they do, because their mouths are so thin. You're either crappie fishermen are either really good at it, or they want to be really good at it. I'm not really good at it, but I try. Some years are better than others. I had a really good year 2 years ago. I've landed a few of them this year, not like 2 years ago. But I'm more of a striper guy, so that's what we're after pretty much. I'm just kind of trying to find where all the fish from Echo went and haven't accomplished that really. I found a few of them, a few bigger ones today. And as far as anything that I've caught up by Echo, my Echo Bay itself hasn't been very big. They've all been really clean. But you get a couple miles south of Echo, that's when they start getting bigger. So, that's my words of wisdom for the day. Camera does not even do this justice. I mean, you can't really even tell how tall that is. That is very tall. I'm looking like right straight up at it, and I'm a couple miles away from it. It'll look cooler when I get closer to it, I promise. There's a lonely fish right down there at 21 feet. So he's probably not gonna bite. Don't know. Weirder things have happened though. Closer, a little bit closer to it now. You can see it a little better. Pretty cool. There was just a very quick boil that happened right here, and larger fish, because one of them snapped this 8-pound test over here like it was nothing. It just grabbed it, tug, gone, snapped the line. I was like, ooh, I haven't done that in a while. Not on Lake Mead. All right, I was reeling this thing in, changed lures, and I gotta stop. And this guy hit it. I'm about to run aground. All right, I gotta get out of here. I haven't seen him yet. Please don't get tangled with my prop. 5 feet of water. Where are you? There he is. Longer and more so slender, but you know, a fish. If you're gonna run these banks down here, you gotta watch out for this rock. It gets shallow quickly. That's a little bit better perspective of the whole thing. There's 68 feet of water. There's a tire right there with a buoy on it, and it's like 50 feet up out of the water. So yeah. It didn't always used to be like this. I'd like to have been out here and seen it when it was full. So we were here when it was fuller, but I was really rookie to the Vegas fishing scene, and I actually found Echo Bay and Willow Beach by mistake. So pretty neat how that worked out. This is like one of my favorite places to come now. Willow Beach is my absolute favorite. Speaking of Willow, if I can manage to get a little bit of sleep, I'm gonna try and hit Willow in the morning with the that new little jet motor Bixby on the big rig. So I think it's time for me to start meandering my way back north. Gotten a few fish, and I'm a ways from Echo Bay, so it's gonna take me a while to get there at this pace, anyways. So we're probably gonna catch more fish because there's quite a few fish in here. You guys see where I am? In this circle right here, lots of fish. Okay, there's a boil. Where's the buoys? Over there. See the two buoys? There's one there and there's a big one there. Now it's shallow. Keep that in mind. I mean, like really shallow. It'll go from 20 to 6 feet, like that. But there's a few fish in there. There's quite a few fish in there. So, and this is where I was a week ago, right here. And I was like right on top of a big old cloud of them. And I got a few of them out of it. So we're heading back north. And the wind's puffing right in my face, but it doesn't bother me in this thing a whole bunch. So we'll come back if we find any fish. All right, we got another one. This is just a danker. Well, they're all about the same size, actually. If I hold it way out here, it looks huge. It's not, though. And I was taking that last fish off the hook, and I had it in my lap, and this pole went boink boink. I couldn't do anything about it. So I lost fish, so I'm going to spin around, because there's clearly a school of fishies back there about a couple 100 feet or so. So we're going to make a great big loop, come right back on the same line. See if it works. Weird things have happened. Boils are starting to happen, guys. They're quick and they're small, but they are starting to happen. So I just saw, I was about a quarter mile away from it, and I sped up right about here. I don't see them on the fish finder yet, so they're probably moving south. That's my guess. I'm only in 28 feet of water. Probably what they're doing is they're herding the shad in shallow, and they're picking them off. I don't see anything else going on. It's just so quick. If you're not watching for it, you're gonna miss it. There's no diving birds. That's how quick it happens. Birds don't dive. They just start, they just start breaking water. And if you're not watching, you're gonna miss it. But this is right where I hooked those two fish, right in here. So I think they're hanging around in this. This is great. It's more of a bay than a cove. It's right just south of Echo Bay. So that's where they are today. That's where they've been for about a week now. All right, it's about 20 to 11. I'm getting ready to get out of the water. As like I said, I worked all night. And I'm about an hour from home, so I'm pretty tired. I am right by the launch, so this is gonna be the last clip of this. I'm kind of surprised that there's not a lot of buzz boats out here. There's no buzz boats out here. There's a bunch of guys in glitter rockets, but no jet skis. That's a good day to me. So we're right here. So we're almost done. We're done. This is it. If you guys like what you saw, you know what to do. Nice little dude floating around over there in the kayak, if you would please. Like, subscribe, give it a share. Check out the Amazon links down there. There's all kinds of good stuff. If you haven't checked out the channel memberships yet, I appreciate it if you go ahead and do that. Every little bit helps me out. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the water. I'm gonna try to get to Willow Beach. I gotta go and put a kayak together. Yay. That's what I do best.
I actually really enjoy doing it. So yeah, I'm kind of dying to try that little Bixby out. See what it's like, because it weighs nothing. It weighs, I mean, the whole thing with the motor, it weighs less than 30 pounds with the big motor included. Something's going on right here. What is this? Let's see if I can sneak up on this with this little sneak boat and see what that is. I don't see anything. Whatever it was, I spooked it. It gone. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the water, hopefully tomorrow.